Hello and welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. The world you know feels safe, but it's more fragile than you can possibly imagine. Hiding just beneath the perfect veneer of our mundane existence is a world of magic and horror. This is B.E.L.O.W, where the unkillable Monarchs strive to find a way to rise up. And as agents of the Bureau of Exorcisms, Liminality and Occult Warfare, it's your job to put them straight back down. Welcome to the world of B.E.L.O.W, the Asylum, the newest title from Awaken Realms, which is crowdfunding on Gamefound from the 16th of October 2025. This Lovecraftian horror game blends elements of Stranger Things, Constantine, Silent Hill, Alone in the Dark, Hellboy and more to create a cooperative experience for 1 to 4 players, promising tense one-shot adventures in a realm of nightmares. I have been sent a prototype so I can let you know more about it and help you decide if this might be something you would like to back. And yes, this is a prototype. It's an excellent quality one with 3D printed and shaded miniatures, dual layered boards and excellent brooding artwork, but it is still a prototype. Nothing here is finalised and it represents only a small sample of the final game's scope, so do bear that in mind as we explore the Asylum. At the start of the game you will create the central board which holds the rotating ritual wheel. On the left you randomly generate above, the world we know, and then on the right you create a matching mirror realm called Below. Each room above has a mirroring room below, and often throughout the game you will be affected by or even shifted into the mirroring version of the room you are currently in. During setup, rooms are populated with twisted fiends, rifts, exploration cards, items and the terrifying Monarch, which in this demo is the Mind Leech. You will also create an event deck divided into 3 chapters that ticks down to failure, and a stack of increasingly powerful and difficult rituals. These are the meticulous arcane rites necessary to ensure the Monarch never breaks into our world. Finally, you will select an agent such as Nakamura, wielder of an insatiably hungry possessed blade that grows in power with each drop of blood it spills, and Oliver, whose army of cats walk the line between realities, half in, half out. Having made a selection, you prepare your character sheet, setting your various stat levels using universal markers and limiters, which is something that should be familiar to any fans of the games from Awaken Realms. Each agent gains a set of ritual items, and some agents also have unique components, such as Nakamura's insatiable craving tile or Oliver's adorable cat miniatures. With all of that done, you are now ready to begin. The game plays out in rounds. First, each agent will perform actions, starting with the leading agent and moving clockwise. Each turn, agents can usually make 3 standard actions, which are tracked with the slider on their character board. Plus, they can make any number of free actions and reactions. Each agent can also upgrade a specific stat to unlock a 4th action. A common action is moving. By spending 1 action, agents can move a number of rooms equal to their move stat, and they can even spend 1 stamina while moving to pass through a rift, transitioning between realities. But be careful. The dank halls of the Asylum are patrolled by many monsters. These are the nurses, skinwalkers and needleclaws, malformed entities full of rage and spite that will try to stop you achieving your goal. When you leave a room or perform non-combat actions, each enemy in your current room will usually draw attack cards based on their opportunity attack value, applying the result listed only at the top of each card. You can very quickly pick up injuries, marking them on your health bar. Interestingly, the final space on the health bar features a stack of health cards. If your health token is on that stack and you need to record additional damage, you discard the top card of the stack, applying any effects, move your health token back to the far right of the track and continue from there. Eventually, your stack of health cards will run out. If your health token moves to that space again, all is lost. You die, the team fails, chaos reigns. Of course, agents are well equipped to fight the denizens of B.E.L.O.W. They can spend a stamina point to make a basic banish action, rolling dice based on their attack value and spending additional stamina points on rerolls. The custom attack dice feature damage icons and push icons, and the total rolled can be applied to enemies in the current room based on their thresholds. Here, Nakamura is facing nurses, which have a threshold of 2 for damage and 1 for push. Nakamura has made a banish action, rolling 2 damage symbols and 1 push symbol. He can use the 2 damage to destroy 1 nurse, and then use the 1 push to move the remaining nurse into an adjacent room. Agents can also slow down their monstrous foes and help to stabilize reality by closing rifts. This requires an agent on each side of the rift. And yes, that does mean someone is getting cut off in B.E.L.O.W. It's a dangerous business, but it has to be done, because new rifts are opening all the time. If you are instructed to open a rift where one already exists, it collapses, enraging fiends and making it impossible to close that rift by normal means. Furthermore, if you are instructed to open a rift and there are none left to put into play, reality shatters, the Monarch crawls into our realm, and all is lost. The final basic action lets an agent prepare, recovering potential and stamina, claiming items from their room, trading with other agents, and placing ritual components. Agents may gain additional abilities in many ways, especially through ability cards. They each start with 1 ability, and throughout the game they can earn more or upgrade their existing ones. Nakamura, for example, starts with the Slow and Frail ability, which lets him spend 2 potential to make a banish action. He can upgrade the ability by placing a universal cube on one or both of the icons at the bottom of the card. If he places a cube on the left icon, this ability does 1 additional damage. If he places a cube on the right icon, this ability does 2 additional pushes. Normally, agents all act in turn, but I should mention a very neat mechanism called the leading agent. The leading agent always starts the round, but also has access to a free action that lets them transfer the leading agent role to another player. That player then immediately takes their turn, with the rest of the turns playing out in clockwise order as normal. The world of B.E.L.O.W. is tainted with a mysterious energy called Shimmer, a thick, stagnant magic that clings to anything and everything. Once an agent has completed their actions, they must draw a Shimmer card and resolve it. Here, for example, any fiends in the mirroring room of the agent's current location will shift, breaking through the veil to materialize with the agent. The agent then gains 2 Shimmer. If an agent fills their Shimmer track, they shift to the other reality, vanishing from their current location and materializing in the mirroring room. Their Shimmer tracker then resets. Once all agents have activated, you draw and resolve the top event card. No event cards left? Then too bad. Guess you ran out of time and the world has ended. Event cards create the challenge. First, they rotate the central ritual ring. Then they define the movement of fiends on the board, trigger a special event, spawn new enemies, and finally activate the Monarch. In Chapter 1, the Monarch just moves and attacks. In later chapters, you draw a Monarch activation card, which gives them a more detailed set of instructions to work through, with the Monarch becoming more active as the chapters progress. When a Monarch attacks, they draw a card from their own special deck, applying the top effect. But what's really interesting about these cards is that the reverse of them shows the current thresholds that agents must match or exceed to damage or push the Monarch during an attack. As such, the values are constantly in a state of flux as you draw from the deck. Also note that whenever you successfully damage the Monarch, rather than killing it, you flip the top attack card and resolve the reaction. This often grants you powerful boons, but may also trigger retaliations such as the arrival of more enemies or a counterattack from the Monarch. This is fascinating, as it means the Monarch can never be killed, but there is an incentive to fight the beast rather than constantly running away. Finally, after you have activated the Monarch, you draw 1 attack card for every agent in a room with at least 1 fiend. This time, rather than referring to the opportunity attack at the top of the card, you refer to the main attack at the bottom of the card, which is very neat. Overall, I think the game is incredibly accessible. It's relatively straightforward, with easy to remember rules, and the components are thoughtfully designed to remind you what is happening. Sometimes, as in the case of exploration cards and the leading agent token, instructions are printed directly on the components, and the character boards have a handy list of basic actions, complete with icons to remind you which actions will trigger attacks from nearby enemies. It all makes for a smooth gaming experience, making it easier to immerse yourself in the theme and the puzzle at hand. And I think it's the puzzle element that interests me the most about the Asylum. This isn't a dungeon plunge or a run and gun adventure game. The core element of gameplay involves placing seals on the central ritual ring. Each seal placed unlocks the potential of the heroes, letting them upgrade stats, gain new skills, or advance the spell track, eventually unlocking incredibly strong single-use spells. But more importantly, each seal is a stepping stone on the winding path around the ever-rotating ritual wheel. Form a contiguous line of seals from the edge of the ring to the central space, while also surrounding the wheel with 4 ritual components, and you have successfully blocked the Monarch's attempts to manifest. The seals can be obtained through encountering the Monarch directly, exploring locations, performing special actions, and most commonly, through the completion of rituals. These rituals often involve placing and manipulating ritual components, and this is incredibly clever design because while ritual components are finite, they are essential to your success. You can drop components in your current location to achieve a one-time benefit. Skulls help you to attack, candles help you to focus, and spellbooks improve your defense. But once components have been dropped, they stay in play, no longer conferring their original benefit, but serving a greater purpose. A single component has power. Here, a character simply needs to spend 1 point of stamina in the same room as a spellbook to complete the ritual. But components in adjacent locations become interconnected, a part of the intricate web of magic you are weaving, a link in the net with which to capture the Monarch. For example, complete the advanced ritual Mending the Reality, and if you have 3 interconnected skulls, you will gain 2 bonus seals. Additionally, many items can be imbued with power through the use of components, such as this Forgotten Doll, which will grant you 1 seal for every 3 interconnected ritual components. Stand at the heart of your tapestry of occult power to draw together the strands of energy, and you can advance your progress exponentially. But these components are in limited supply, and in addition to placing them in rooms, you will also need to place 4 of them on the ritual wheel before you can complete your goal. 1 of each of the 3 types, plus a duplicate of your choice. Fortunately, the heroes have a few more tricks up their sleeves. Exploring some rooms reveals objects of interest, some of which also serve as specific ritual components while they remain in play. And Oliver can even treat his cats as ritual components if he has access to the right ability cards, making it even easier to forge the chains that will imprison the Monarch. It's a really clever idea, and as you place and move the components of your spell, sliding them into different powerful configurations, you really do feel like you are dabbling in dark arts. You aren't just collecting a thing, going to a place and rolling some dice, you are performing a ritual. This is further enhanced through the meticulous way in which you must approach each ritual. Many of them are fairly easy to accomplish, but when you do complete them, you also check the optional goals, and for each one you achieved, you will gain bonus seals. If you don't complete enough bonuses, you are unlikely to have enough seals to win, but take too long trying to set up every bonus, and you may find you have run out of time. There is a beautiful balance to it all. While this prototype is minimalist, with limited setup options, only 3 types of Fiends, 1 Monarch and 2 agents, the concept's potential is clear. This is a deeply thematic, tense experience with a dark atmosphere and mechanisms that align perfectly with the occult narrative. And with each game being a self-contained adventure without the overhead associated with campaign play, this is the sort of game that can more easily squeeze into a busy schedule. You can even make it your own ritual at every spooky Halloween gaming session. If you are ready to stand fast in the face of unimaginable horrors for the sake of humankind, then head on over to the Gamefound campaign page right now to learn more. You will find a link in the video description below. And that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so. And hopefully, I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.